Hey guys, so welcome back to the channel. Today we're actually I'm going to be playing around with the full face ProFrame helmet a little bit more today in this video. I'm not a big camo person. I got a super good deal on this helmet, mostly because this was in this last color, in this last size, with Backcountry where I get all my products from. So I got a super good deal, so I went ahead and got it. I don't mind the camo, but I think I'm gonna paint the helmet. So what I'm actually gonna do, all the camo is gonna be painted. I'm gonna leave the black framing on the chin bar, the black color on the chin bar. Obviously I have the Sugru attachment there too, so I'm not gonna touch that. If you haven't checked out that video, there'll be a link at the top for you to follow that and see how I made that awesome chin attachment for the GoPro. Anyways, yes, you need to be careful because of all the foam that's in the helmet. That has to be masked very well, because if not, the paint will eat that. So you gotta be super careful, and if you're questioning your abilities at all, do not do this, because it will ruin the structure and integrity of your helmet. But we're going to attack this project here. First step, remove all the padding and sand down the cover, or sand down the top a little bit. I won't probably go too much because I don't want to eat into that plastic too much, but I do want to scuff it up so that way the primer and paint can adhere to it really well. So I'm going to put you guys down and we're going to get to work. I'm actually going to set up on my outdoor table in the garage, a little table I built here not too long ago. So the first step, we're just going to be removing all the pads in the helmet and just making sure everything is clean inside. We don't want to get any overspray or get anything in the way when we start masking. Once this is done, this is when we start actually going to take off the visor. And the visor has just a straight clip underneath. It does seem pretty firm, but don't worry, it's just straight off the back. And then we're going to start sanding. This is actually a pretty tedious step. The biggest part was to make sure everything is at least scuffed up enough so that way the paint will adhere to it very well when we started masking. So this is actually probably the longest step that we had to do because there was so much to cover. But I did actually end up getting my X-Acto knife out and really started going around all the edges to make sure we can get nice, straight, sharp lines with everything so it's masked off. You do want to make sure you take your time here and make sure you have nice, clean lines. You want to make sure all the foam is covered. And this is actually what it looks like once it's all masked and sanded. And so we're going to actually start applying the primer, getting the paint down. The paint I decided to use is the Krylon Fusion all-in-one paint and primer. I'm actually going to be using a matte peacock blue as the final coat. You can see here I'm actually applying the base coat very far away, spraying a pretty good distance, probably at least over 18 inches away, probably even 2 feet away, possibly more. Biggest thing, so it's the aerosol that's in the spray cans that's actually what will eat the foam. So if there's any foam exposed from the masking, if you have the spray can far away when you do this first base layer and get the paint on there, it actually works as a barrier so it won't eat up the foam. And it's just an extra precaution I used to make sure I didn't damage the foam at all. So this is the base layer that I have. You can kind of see what it looks like. I'm actually going to be using a green color right after this because I'm going to use some stickers and some vinyl as a stencil, because I wanted to paint on some custom MTB Trail Rider graphics. So this is the green you see, kind of what I'm going to be using. Going to use the Fox logo up on the visor and the big MTB Trail Rider sticker on the back. But you can kind of see here what I'm doing. This was a great idea to start, and just making sure you're very careful when you're applying this stencil. You want to make sure that the decal is pressed and all the curves and everything that you have. Same thing here, just start lining everything up. In my initial phase here, I did just want to make sure that everything was, I wanted a custom helmet, so I didn't want to just spray paint it just to spray paint it a solid color, so I'm doing this option. So I really wanted the option or the ability to have a really cool stencil. After I got those on, I then applied the blue color I'm going to be using, and this is going to be actually the color of the helmet. So just painting over all the stickers, everything I put on there, so I can get a nice color. And then the idea is, after it dries, after I applied a couple coats, we start peeling up the stickers. And the decal for the stencils started off super nice. I really liked how the green really popped. You can see here I'm trying to be very gentle because of the dry paint. I didn't want the sticker pulling up from the edges. But as you can see here, the decal was actually either really strong or I didn't allow enough time for the paint to heal, and it actually started pulling up the paint all the way down to the base camo. And at first, with that first corner, I didn't think it was going to be too bad. I'll live with that. But as I started pulling up more pieces of the graphics, it just got worse and worse. But there on the visor, I was like, okay, I'll deal with this. It'll be fine. And then I got to the MTB Trail Rider sticker. The font is actually very tight, and same thing happened here. I ended up pulling up all the paint all the way down to the base. But even beyond there, I actually even started. It was a mess. I didn't want to show more here. It's just a blank screen because I was just so frustrated with this. Actually, when I was pulling up the sticker, I was actually pulling up all the paint around the sticker as well. So it wasn't even just leaving the MTB Trail Rider left behind. It was just all getting pulled up from the helmet. So at this point, I almost scratched the entire project. I sanded everything back down, started from scratch, redid the base layer, redid the blue, except this time I'm not doing the green. I ended up just changing the whole process, and once I got it all painted, I just applied the white decals on afterwards and just used them as stickers instead of doing a custom paint job for that. So that's what we're going to see here. This is after it's been painted. I've got the clear coat added. So we just skipped all the steps that you just saw before, but now with the clear coat is added. Make sure, same thing with the clear coat. Make sure you start off very far away and apply in very light coats initially so that we don't get any crackles or crinkles, I guess, in the paint. And then same thing here with the X-Acto knife. I wanted to go over all the tape as I was starting to pull everything up because I didn't want me to pull the masking off and then start pulling up the tape. And here's with the visor. I decided to go with the black matte finish on the visor, and I already added my white MTB Trail Rider logo on the back. I really like the color combo with this, with the black visor. Everything's a matte finish. Clear coat went on perfect. And I decided to change up the Fox logo to my mountain logo up on the visor, just kind of promoting more my brand and my helmet, so when you guys see me out on the trails, you'll be able to easily recognize me a little bit better. I've ran into a few people on the trail. It's fun to kind of chat with you guys and kind of see who's all watching the channel and see where you guys are all following from. And yeah, it's a blast, and I actually really like how this helmet turned out. You can see I got the final decal on the other side, so it matches on each. And I'm really happy with how this turned out. After I ruined everything with the stencils, but this is the helmet, the peacock blue, the black matte finish, the logo's up on the top, MTB Trail Rider name on the back, and I don't wear goggles all the time, but when I do, it should be fine. It shouldn't mess up with the sticker in the back. But this is the helmet. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys liked it, make sure you give it a thumbs up and stay tuned for more. And while you're still here, check out some of these videos I have on the channel. If you haven't seen what we've got going on, check them out here or stop by the channel and see what all we got going on in the playlist. Thanks for watching, guys.